I want to start this video out by saying thanks for 300 subscribers. You know, I never would thought I got here, but I just want to say thanks. If you enjoy what you watch, stay tuned, Go big on YouTube. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all my subscribers. What's up? We're back. We've got a little snow on the ground here. We've got trees falling, snow on the ground. We got it all. This is our hay barn. That's where we store our hay to sell. But I'm about to get on a tractor here and try to clear the road or clear the driveway so everybody can get in and out. My grandma has a Toyota Camry, so let's just say it's not the best in the snow. Yeah, here's our hay. We usually fill all this area up all the way to the top. Fill it up all the way to the top. I like my sign, that's for people I don't know. Fill it to the top right there, sometimes a little above. We fill this area up. As you see, we're about out. There's an old stove out of the house. I gotta take that off to it's like a Goodwill, but it's ran by a local church. So I'm gonna give that to them and they can sell it for a couple bucks and maybe somebody can use it. Cause it still works. We just don't need it right now. We just got that new one, a little more efficient, but I don't want to throw it away if it works or somebody can use it. So that's what I'm gonna do with it. Make sure there's oil in it. There's oil on the dipstick. This is one of them tractors. If it's leaking oil, it's got oil. And let me tell you, it leaks it. We'll give that starter a little break. That starter's warm. This is how you kill a battery very fast. Do not do what I'm doing. Well, I think I figured out a few things on this tractor in the cold. I think there's a little water in the power steering lines, because something ain't right. This thing ain't turning. I don't know if I might let it run a little bit, charge that battery, but I don't believe we're going to use this thing. Might have to go find another tractor. You can see what we're working with here. You uncovered the snow. It's like an ice skating rink. A few hay bales that busted there. But it's rather cold here. I believe it's about 20 degrees. We're supposed to get a little more snow tomorrow night. I think more rain than snow, so it'll be a mix. But it should clear some of this snow out here if we get any rain. But underneath is straight ice. I was gonna try to bust some ice up with this tractor. I guess the tractor had other plans. We've got several projects here this spring. I got a bunch of old fertilizer. It is old. I didn't speak wrong. This is just a bunch of 4600, some urea, some potash, and it's all water soluble. So that means you gotta melt it down, put it in the sprayer, melt it down, and then spray it on. I got that all from a good friend of mine, which I do some work for him in the wintertime. So boss man, friend, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I was at his shop and he said, man, I need to get rid of this. It's been in there for a while. I said, well, who, you getting rid of it for free? He's like, yeah, I'll give it to somebody if they'll take it. I said, well, I know a guy. And that guy was me. Put it on our hay fields. You can't turn down free fertilizer. So that'll be another little project for us. Me and my brother are gonna spread it on the fields. We need to put some lime down too. We need to do it this fall, but it's winter and we still ain't done it. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow down here. Ain't nothing too bad. Driveway ain't too slick. A little slick. Spinning just a little. Got the dog out. Hoping to find the groundhog. No groundhog found. Yeah, we've had a little halt on progress. Our propane tank's on 30%, and the propane man came by and he didn't think he could get up the driveway, which I understand. But hopefully he'll come by here in the next few days. We're running low. We've got the power down, or the furnace down a little bit, so we quit using it. It's on 30% right now, but I think we got it filled up in May, and it's January, which you don't use any in the summertime, obviously, but hopefully we can get him in so he can. I drove over here to make sure he could fit or wouldn't slide. It ain't really too icy, just underneath, but something that heavy should have no problem going in through the snow. But it snowed, that's for sure. Not as much as I like. I wish we got they were calling for a foot or two. We were gonna get it bad. The whole state was gonna be shut down. I'm pretty sure northern Kentucky got the most. Central Kentucky got more. But here, they got more ice down here in southeastern Kentucky. They didn't get it too bad. The power went out for like a few hours, and that was it here. So can't complain there. I know in Tennessee got a whole lot more ice than we did, but we're about an hour from Tennessee on the road. Now, we're a little quicker if you just get on an airplane and shoot across, but I don't know nobody with an airplane, or do I have one? Yeah, this is all ice under there. So it's a little slick. Looks like some turkeys decided it wanted to trick around. She smells them. That's always my favorite part of snow. You never know what comes and goes, but with snow you can kind of see what goes and comes and pecks around. Clearly we've got a turkey on the loose. It's 45 degrees in here, and honestly it don't feel bad considering it's about 20 outside. But we've had to turn the heat down a little bit just so we don't run all of the propane out and then have no heat in here. I'll probably take one of them salamander heaters. I've got one of them. It runs off a kerosene diesel, you know, the whole whatever. Probably run it in here a little bit. But it ain't too bad. We don't want anything freezing in here, but I don't think it's gonna freeze. It's you know, propane main will be in here. We got this little electric heater in here. Also, got an update on the chimney. Brace yourself. We got the guy out here, obviously, you know that. But we finally got the new estimate. He sent us an estimate. And to run 2 liners, one for the furnace and then one for the stove, you know, whether it be a wood burning or pellet stove. And then he had to do some tuck pointing, do a little bit downstairs. But the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards, it was a little over $7,000. So, unfortunately, we're probably going to hold off on that at the moment, just because, you know, that $7,000 could be used somewhere else, as in, you know, the bathroom, or, you know, doing the upstairs. And right now, we don't necessarily need that. It would be cool, don't get me wrong. It'd be cool to have all that. But when it comes down to it, you know, $7,000 will buy a lot of insulation for upstairs. You know, we've got to still put subfloor and then actual flooring. We've got to do walls, got to do all electrical upstairs. It's just, you know, right now, you know, we ain't got $1 million we're working with here, so that's just the way it's gonna be. So we'll probably hold off on the chimney for right now. I did get the A-OK where I can go on and block everything off, do the work myself in the kitchen, so that'll be fine. But you know, to run 2 liners for $7,000, it's worth it. You know, he's gonna do it all right. Seemed like a real good guy, but it's just, that's a lot of money. That cuts into the budget a little bit. Yeah, with an extra $7,000, we could surely have a real nice bathroom. And also, you know, that'll be supplemental heat. We still got the furnace right here, so we'll still kick with that thing. But you know, we're not made of money around here, unfortunately. It sucks. So we're gonna hold off on that. Maybe do it next year. You know, obviously that $7,000 is just to get the chimney going, and then you've got to buy a stove, which I'm not a cheap feller myself, so we're gonna get a nice one that lasts a while, and that'll be, you know, $2,000. Then on top of whatever else, I mean, you'll be $10,000 in a wood burning stove or pellet stove before you know it. So that's just that's just something we're going to hold off on right now. You know, that money can be better used somewhere else. And for anyone wondering, you know, what it takes to redo a place like this, talking on money terms, you know, these windows were just under $20,000 for those. That was a really big expense, but I tell you what, it was worth it. We had the old steel frame windows in here, and these are double pane, and they keep a lot of the elements out compared to a single pane steel frame. And it's also a whole lot quieter in here, which, you know, that didn't bother me or my mom. But, you know, that's one big expense. And then we got a new roof put on. That was $8,000. So, you know, having a wood burn stove for the price of a roof, that's no you balling. We ain't there yet. But, you know, and then all this electrical, everything else, miscellaneous, you know, that's another $5,000-6,000 at Lowe's, you know, hardware store, wherever. You know, we got the stove and refrigerator. That was $4,000. You know, things add up when you're redoing a house like this. But it's, you know, we bought the good stuff, or my mom did. This is what I'm buying. She bought my back, but I enjoy doing it. And let's see what else. I'm trying to think of other big expenses. Wiring is expensive. You know, circuit breakers, those are expensive. You know, if you're gonna redo a house, say this 1,600 square foot is this floor, and then, you know, you got the basement obviously not finished, little electrical down there, you got some upstairs that will be finished. You know, if you're redoing a house that's 2,500 square feet, 2,000, and you want it done correctly, we ain't cutting no corners around here. You might be looking $100,000, maybe. I know that sounds like a whole lot of money, and that's paying somebody, I'd say. Well, see, we ain't paying nobody. I ain't getting no payment, which is fine, but you know, things are expensive in this world. But that's just the way it is. You know, your kitchens and bathrooms are 100% the most expensive things or expensive rooms you will spend money on. So like right now, I'd say we're around the $35,000 mark. And by the end of it, I mean, we might be up to 50,000. Now that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but you know, we're doing it right, and it should last another 100 years or more. You know, this place ain't going nowhere in my lifetime. I can tell you that. It's an investment worth putting money into. Nah, that might be enough of y'all listening to me ramble on. All ice through here. I guess our gutters froze up. That's brand new gutters. We're gonna try a different tractor now. We've got the trusty Ford. It's got the bush hog on it, so gonna have to take it off. That is, if this thing starts. I've had battery problems on her lately, so we'll see what happens. It's not been started in a few months, probably. battery, no good. I think we dropped a cell in this battery and everything's tight. It just don't like to stay charged. Well, battery's dead. So now I'm gonna go rob a battery off of another tractor, bring it over here and jump start it, and hopefully it'll fire up. I'm here to rob a battery. I've got this nice International 444, and I've got a nice brand spanking new battery on this thing, fully charged. Now last year, I went battery poor. I bought a battery for that. I bought 2 batteries for this John Deere. I've put 2 batteries on that truck last year. Put a new battery on another tractor. So let's just say I am battery poor last year. I think I bought a few more. I think I bought almost 7 batteries last year. So hopefully I don't have to buy any more this year, but that Ford is saying otherwise. This is our trusty John Deere baler, 336. We've run quite a few bales through it. Does good. It's gonna need some work this spring. We've got several wagons. This is our recent purchase. It's got a new deck on it. It's a 20-foot quarry. Semi-new wheels or tires. John Deere 2030. I bought this. I didn't buy it. Or technically speaking, I did. But I had an International 656. I traded a guy. This thing come from Missouri. I met him halfway, hauled her to out there, Western Kentucky. We did a little traderoo at a gas station. Thought that was cool. I love Facebook Marketplace. This right here, this is a rare piece. This is an old 1710, but it's the offset version. So it's for cultivating. My grandfather bought this and didn't use it much before he died, but it was for cultivating his tobacco. This thing's only got 356 hours on it. So needless to say, that's a good candidate for restoration. And I like a little restoration in my life. This is our 3-point sprayer. That's what we're going to spray all that fertilizer with. And this is our John Deere 265 disc mower. That's what we cut hay with. This is the dog. She's Sable. And her name is Sable. She likes being around everyone, mainly me. I scratch her butt good. She's wound a little tight. All right. Let's get back to business. I got a little sidetracked. Move it down. Not that strong. Got about this tractor on Facebook Marketplace for 1,800 doll hairs. Now, a little something about me. I like Facebook Marketplace. And that was a good deal for a diesel tractor. That's a fun little tractor. It's only about 30 horsepower. Got a battery. But it's only about 30, 40 horsepower. That thing's pretty fun on a tedder. I like it. I'll probably sell it and buy another. Got the battery. Got the dog. It's time to go get jumper cables. Now, if you know anything about Eastern Kentucky, it may look clear, but then you do a full 180. You do that full 180, and it ain't clear. See, the sun only gets on about half of everything around here, so I'm trying to back up. So it only melts about half of it. I mean, once you get a good snow like this and temperatures stay, pretty low, they can get above freezing, but there'll be sunspots up in these hills that don't melt off till springtime. But we're supposed to get a little bit warmer weather here soon. See, now it looks like it's done come down a good one. But in reality, we were just right there. We're coming over here to the house to get some jumper cables. Jumper cables acquired. Battery acquired. See if we can make some stuff happen. All right. Fuel's on. Will it start? Well, I don't want to burn this starter up. And clearly, there ain't enough juice in here to get her fired up. And we'll have to take this bush hog off, put the blade on. Now, don't hate on the storage area. Don't usually do it like that, but it's called being lazy. What I'm probably gonna do, take this battery off and try to charge it some. I got a brand new Harbor Freight battery charger I'm trying to test out. So we got a good candidate right here. So these handy Fords. Loosen that up. Look at that. Let's see. 5/8. A little smaller. Now these are just some barn tools. These aren't the tools I use every day. But works for now. Now I know what you're thinking. That charging is going to take a while. Correct. So let's see if this will work. it's cleared enough. A little icy underneath. I was just doing it for fun, really. This is a little bit of a different type of video, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. This was just a little tricking around, you could say. I know everybody, all my videos are pretty much of the house, but I just wanted to put another video out there just showing what I do, you know, besides work on this house. You know, that driveway probably didn't matter to be straight, but I was just having fun. So, and it's gonna hopefully warm up next week and it'll all be melted. But I just do it all. That's just one of many things that I do. And there will be several other videos. You know, I plan to video myself doing more stuff like that, because there's always something to do around here. Whether it's scraping a driveway, dragging a tree off to the burn pile, painting a garden, you name it, I'll probably be doing it. You know, we'll be cutting hay before we know it. We've always got something going. And if that's something you like, stay tuned. I do a lot of mechanicing work. As you see, I did a bunch of involuntary mechanic work, which was easy mechanicing, but doing that battery. So that's just a day on the farm. A cold winter day on the farm. It's 19 degrees, so. But if you like that, if you like the video, like it, subscribe, comment. I'm full of everything, full of projects. Thanks.